supplemental episode of History of Fan Anime. I'm your host, Bonnie Chow. Today, this is probably the greatest news. I've actually made my next tier. All right, so I've actually hit the 4,000 view hours that YouTube wants me to do. That's the next sort of step, and so I've reached that. So now officially can do the next giveaway number 3 and announce more prizes that I'm going to be giving away. So again, I'm going to remind you people that if you haven't hit subscribe, you want to hit subscribe now, because obviously when I put these new videos out and when I actually announce the shipping instructions, that's when you want to get in there, because that's when I'm going to be taking everyone's name first come first serve at what some of this cool stuff is. And again, you want to make sure you have your notifications turned on, so as soon as I do that, you're on it. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is basically show you some more stuff that I went through and kind of dug around and said, okay, this is a good event. Good event. Whenever I make a milestone or a little sort of shall say a finish line, shall we say, a mini goal. Like to basically give back to the community, and so what I've done through is gone through some of the stuff that I've picked up at conventions and that kind of stuff, and things that I came across, and give you guys a chance to get your hands on this. Okay, so again, none of this material actually costs anything. All right, all I'm going to ask you for is for some shipping, and that will basically give you an idea of what kind of stuff that you want to add into this mix as well. Okay, so what do we got this time? So again, if you watch video number 1, you got a whole pile of neat CDs and that kind of stuff. Keep a note of that one. If you like number 2, okay, there's lots of mangas, there's some DVDs, a lot of cool things in that one. So again, go back and look at it. So what do we do in number 3? Well, today I went through some of the stuff that I went when I went to do conventions and stuff. So I thought, okay, well, hey, I got some extra stuff that because when you go to conventions, they give you lots of this swag and all this sort of stuff. So I thought, okay, well, it's great, because that's when you go to you go to each table and you kind of go, oh yeah, I'm interested in anime and whatever, and then some rep or some person will go hand out something to you, and it's like, oh wow, thanks, and then you kind of slip it into your swag bag of stuff, and then you just kind of go on to the next booth, and then you kind of look at it afterwards. So I've got some stuff here, which is really really cool, kind of interesting stuff that you might want to be might want to get yourself into. Okay, and so let's begin with some stuff that's on the table here. Okay, so the first thing on the list I've got here is what they've heard as shiriki or Lammy Boards. Okay, so I've got a series of different Lammy Boards that I picked up from various places, and of course I'm going to give these away. And then I'll go through some of the details and that stuff. So a lot of people go, well, what the heck is a Lammy board, other than basically a kind of a thick piece of plastic with kind of a nice anime image on it. Okay, so the concept of a Lammy board is you take a piece of paper that you normally write with, and you take your pen and you write and you start writing on the paper. Your pen is basically got a point on it, which basically writes on the paper. But the problem is that not only does the ink and the thing writes on this paper, the pressure of the point goes through the page that you're writing on and goes right on to the second page. So for example, on this piece of paper here, I wrote the word writing on paper. But again, because you wrote it on the piece of paper, and I'm just going to use a piece of carbon paper here, the writing was so hard that I actually wrote that onto the second page, right? So if you were writing, some handwriting and that kind of stuff, you'd obviously, get sort of residuals of the previous page that you wrote on, right? So the purpose of a Lammy board, so for example, here I have one for Ronin Kenshin. Okay, so basically kids would have these for their notebooks or their binders at school. The idea is that when you have a sheet of paper like this that you're going to write on, you would take your Lammy board, okay, and you'd slip it right underneath the sheet of paper like this, okay? So then when you actually write on your piece of paper, the writing on the paper like that, okay? So when you actually do your writing, okay, the pressure on the point of the pen won't puncture and go all the way through to the other page. So as you see, so nothing wrong with the Lammy board, that's all good. And then basically when you look at the imprint there, you have the writing on your paper and then you look at the page underneath, it's clean because the Lammy board took all the writing or all the impact off of the page. So that is what the point of these the Lammy boards are used for. Not that you'd ever use it for that, but I mean that's that's what these Lammy boards are for. So I got a couple here. So right away, the very popular anime Rurouni Kenshin, or Samurai X. Okay, I've got a Lammy board with a lot of female characters on that one. So yeah, okay. So and again, back to the back side of that page. Okay, so this is a Rurouni Kenshin one. And I know that since a lot of you guys are from the Happy Console Gamer and that kind of stuff, and you needed a video game one, so I dug around and I found a nice video game one. So I have one for Final Fantasy X2. This is a picture of Pain. Okay, so there you go, Final Fantasy X2. All right, nice picture of that there. Okay, so if you want to be interested in that one, you can have that one as well. This one is Mia Mizuki. Okay, from Daphne and the Brilliant Blue. So this is one of these great all-girl sort of teams with breasts everywhere. So that's a great sort of a fan service anime there. And the last one I have here is one for Akane Maniacs. Okay, so that's the one here. Really super deformed picture there. Okay, so again, this is from I think this is from a Megami magazine. So, pretty good there. Okay, so those are some examples of some Lammy boards. So again, if you're interested in those types, wait until I get to the episode where I tell you about the shipping, and then you can tell me that this is one of the things that you want to get. All right. Okay. So another thing that I was thinking of when I was going through all the different things I got from conventions is some of the pullouts and some of the little sort of things that were on the table and that kind of stuff that were available. So I got a little small section of those here. Okay, I have a if you like stickers, I have a Gundam Seed sticker sheet with all the various different characters and that stuff. You can peel these ones off, and you can peel these figure sheets off, so that you can stick them onto your binders, your locker, whatever, if anyone ever uses those things anymore. But yeah, those are kind of things like that. I remember picking up these ones from the Pioneer and the Pioneer table. These are postcards. Okay, so this one is for Tenshin Muyo, and this one's from Trigun. Okay, and you can see right in the back there, it has the descriptions for each of them. Place where you're supposed to write, hi, this is me at San Diego Comic-Con, and you're supposed to put a stamp on there and mail it to your friends and make them jealous, right? So there you go, one for Tenchi, and I got one for Trigun, so if anyone wants those ones. Okay, so I got some posters here. Let's see, I got one for Neon Genesis Evangelion on this one side here, and they've got the Happy Lesson on the other here. Let's see what's right here. This is a poster for Ayori Yoshi on here. There you go. I think I got another one here. Yeah, there's another Ayori Yoshi right here as well. Okay. So again, if anyone wants those kind of posters, those will be available. Okay. So the next one that sort of was kind of exciting is I picked up and found a bunch of these audio cassette index cards. Okay. I'm giving away. Okay, so now a lot of people wonder, audio index cards. What the heck is an audio index card? And what the heck is an audio? What is a cassette for that? In that matter. Okay, so here's an example of one that's how one is used. So basically, this is my Venus War soundtrack. Okay, and it's recorded on a standard audio cassette. Okay, so here it is, a standard audio cassette. I think on one side I have Venus War soundtrack, and then the other one I have the Ixer 1 image soundtrack. That's on this audio cassette here. Okay, but having an audio cassette like this is pretty boring. It's it looks pretty plain. So what you can do is they sell these kind of cassette index cards, okay? And so here's one for Venus Wars that I use, because since my soundtrack here is Venus Wars, so you can kind of imagine, if I had this audio cassette in like that, looks pretty plain, pretty boring, it doesn't look that exciting, right? But if you get one of these index cards, okay, so basically it's got a place for you to basically take it and you slide it into your cassette card, your cassette box like that. So you get to see the picture of Venus Wars on the front. You can write the word Venus Wars on the spine here, and it's even got a little thing to tell you, what kind of, when you recorded it, how long it is, what the source material is. Did you record off a CD? Did you an LP, a tape cassette? Is it in stereo? Is it mono? Did you use noise reduction on or off? What type of noise reduction? Dolby Surround or whatever. What EQ setting you got it on, and whatnot for both side A and side B. And then on the inside, you can actually write the titles of what's on side A of this tape and what's on side B of the tape. You can put the track listings and all that kind of stuff on there. So this is what they did to make it, more exciting, for your soundtracks and that kind of stuff when you put your audio cassettes in them, okay? So that's how you use that there. Again, so I've got a bunch of them here. If you're interested in them, you can ask for a bunch of them and whatnot, and I'll put them in your box here. So this is let's see, what do we got here? I got Heaven Wars Shirato, okay. And what I got the niece from Borgman. I got Deedlit from Lotus Wars. I got Minky Momo. Let's see, Nadia, Secret of Blue Water. I got LP Pudu and 4 from Double Zeta Gundam. Zeta Gundam, right? Let's see. Let's see. This is the guy from Nadia, Secret of Blue Water. Char from Char's Counterattack. What do you got here? Regular Lotus Wars. I can't remember the name. Clef? Clara? I can't remember. Goto from Mobile Suit Pat Labor. There's a picture of Parn from Regular Lotus Wars. Tekka and Blade. Okay. So again, if you don't even have the soundtracks for those things, these are things that are pretty cool that you can put into audio cassettes. I think in my episode that I did on these things, the other usage that a lot of people use them for, if you didn't use them for audio cassettes in a later era, people use them to use them for their cases on 3.5-inch diskettes, or some people use them for their zip discs. Those are also things. But again, you may ask, what the heck is a 3.5-inch diskette, or what the heck is a zip disk used for? Well, maybe you can Google those ones up, or go back and check out my episode about audio cassette covers. Okay, all right. So there's those things. Okay, and the last things I want to do is I grabbed a bunch of books and some flyers and that kind of stuff from the conventions. So I've got. I actually brought this one card here. I have one more Lammy board. I have the Lammy board for Golf Force 3. So this is the third Golf Force. Okay, and sort of pictures of the various different from the various different Golf Forces. Okay, so again, maybe add that with the Lammy boards there. Okay, so I went through the archives and I found 2 of my con booklets that I went to when I went to conventions, right? So both of these are from the from the '96 trip that we did, and so I've got here the Anime Expo con booklet for 1996. Okay, so this is the 5th Anime Expo that came out. Okay. And what's neat about it is not only does it have various different information about what anime soundtracks and all that kind of stuff and whatnot they were pushing at that time, but what was really kind of cool, fun and cool is they got a search maze puzzle here, right? And it's specifically a Maison Ikaku search maze, and so the instead of just giving you the words, they actually wrote down everything as a question. So question number 1, blank, one of Godai's friends who wears the glasses. Well, that's kind of hard, but kind because it's not Sakamoto, right? Number 2, you never get to see his face. Well, that's obviously, kind of obvious what that is, okay? Number 3, the first name of the mysterious tenant in room 3. So obviously you remember Kyoko was in the maintenance room, and then Ichinos was in room 1. Nikaido was in room 2. Who was in room 3? Okay, so question number 4. One of the members of the puppet club. Ooh, very general. Anyway, so they can kind of guess that this is really kind of cool how they did that one. So yeah, that'd be kind of a neat little puzzle to work with here, right? Anyway, so just other advertising that goes. So again, so this is it's kind of a collectible kind of book, because it said any people who just kind of went to these kind of conventions, the only people who really actually have picked up these kind of things, and they're really full of some neat information. And if I remember right, Anime Expo was the one where Mikimoto and Kenichi Sonoda went to. So the guy who did Macross, and of course the guy who did Bogan Crisis and that kind of stuff there. The other book I have is also from that same trip, the one from the San Diego Comic Con. So this is the book for San Diego Comic Con, SDCC 86, okay, 96, sorry, 96. And again, this again talks about thing, and there's a really neat little thing about because they keep little sort of pictures and that kind of stuff of various other things. This just happens to be the 30th anniversary of Star Trek, and I think there's a big article on Stan Lee in here as well, and whatnot for San Diego Comic Con. So again, if you're interested in collecting this kind of stuff and seeing what kind of stuff they offered at the conventions at this time, this is really kind of a cool book, because as I said, conventions back then are totally a different animal than they are now, especially when you look at something like a San Diego Comic Con, which is like a huge convention. Anyway, so this is some of the things that are I'm adding to the list, and again, I'm going to probably do another 1 or 2 more episodes of some more stuff, and then I'm going to give you the shipping instructions on how to get it. So again, just write these items that you're interested in on a list on your own. If you want to make some comments and stuff down below, that'd be great. You can do that too. Again, but stay tuned. Make sure you get your notifications on, and I will tell you shortly how to get this cool stuff. All right. And again, thank you very much for making my next plateau. I really have to thank the subscribers, and thank you for sticking with this my channel for this long, and able to get me to this point. Not that I'm going to change anything, because as I said, YouTube's algorithm doesn't help me, and in getting up to affiliate status, it still probably won't help me either, because the YouTube's algorithm is against me. So won't get that far, but that's all right. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to help you guys. All right, so stay tuned, and we will get more. All right. So until next time, see you again.